What's up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about 6 fragrances that I was influenced to buy. Of course, I have my own channel. Does not mean I have stopped consuming fragrance content. There was a point that I did. I actually stopped for maybe a few months just because I was a bit busy. But I'm kind of on it here and there now. These are older fragrance purchases. There's actually 2 recent ones, but anyways, we'll get to those in this video. So some of these are great, some of these not so great, and I actually decided to make this video off of one fragrance. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. First, I guess I will go for my most recent purchase. So this was a purchase just because of how good of a deal I got on it. Plus, I had so many fragrance buy coupons that I've never used fragrance buy coupons. So it's been maybe 2 years of buying things and never using those coupons, but that were stackable. So I used a bunch of coupons for them. It's gonna be Rios Mephisto. This is actually my scent of the day today. So the reason I didn't buy the bigger bottle for this fragrance is because if you guys know about this fragrance, people say it smells very similar to Silver Mountain Water. Is it true? Yes, but no. Now, I could probably make a comparison video and point out what I was noticing today, or like the differences and all that stuff. And performance was actually pretty good. No, it's not. Right now, I just got home from work. It's 5:30 in the morning, so it's not too bad time I went to work. It's not a 13-hour fragrance. It's not a 13, 14-hour fragrance from the time I applied it and went to work. But it is I would say it's about a 10 hour fragrance. Projecting wise, not too sure. I'm not too sure how loud it's projecting. I don't have anyone that's measuring how long or how loud I'm projecting. But as in close to Silver Mountain Water, I would give it about an 85 to 90% similar. Out of the 2, I think Mephisto is the easier one to like because it's the easier fragrance. It's not linear, but I don't find the change as big as Silver Mountain Water's change. So Silver Mountain Water dries down. I would say maybe like the mid dry down is this fragrance, right? Maybe less of that. I wasn't completely understanding what people were saying about the inky feel in Silver Mountain Water until I tried this fragrance. This fragrance is going to be a little bit smoother than Silver Mountain Water, which is also going to be why some people are going to like this one more than Silver Mountain Water. I think Silver Mountain Water actually has more depth, as in like the opening, mid to like the deep dry down. It really changes throughout the entire life of the fragrance. This fragrance, it changes a bit, not as much as Silver Mountain Water. But the full dry down all the way toward the end, it's a very different fragrance. But anyways, that's not what I should be talking about in this video. Let's go ahead and get moving. So basically, I got influenced by, I believe it was TLTG. Yeah, TLTG. I don't know if it was a TLTG and a Justin Copeland live stream. That's definitely what got my interest peaked because I wasn't the biggest fan of Silver Mountain Water to begin with, but I'm starting to be a bigger fan of the DNA. So I kind of wanted to try this out, especially it was a really cheap price on Fragrance Buy, especially with the discounts on top of the codes that I used. So, I mean, why not, right? Why not try it out? Get the 1 ounce, and if I really enjoy it, once I run out of this 1 ounce, I get the 3.4 ounce because it's still not badly priced. I would say 3.4 ounce with Silver Mountain Water and Mephisto would be similar, maybe like $20, $30 difference. Both really good fragrance. So anyways, that's number 1 on this list. It's going to be Mephisto, Rios Mephisto. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to number 2 on this list. Number 2 on this list is absolutely Blind Buy. Well, all of these are actually All these are actually blind buys, but it's gonna be Dior Intense. I believe this is not available in the U.S., so obviously I have to go off a recommendation. This was kind of not early on into my fragrance journey, but maybe like about, I don't know how long I've had this fragrance actually, maybe like a year, maybe a year and a half or something. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure actually. But yeah, so basically Dior Intense not available in the US. So I kind of had to go off of reviews on this one. I kind of, when I get interested in a fragrance and I see how much hype there is behind a fragrance, I kind of go, well, at the time, I was going through a lot of fragrance channels, trying to see what they said about Dior Intense. And I felt like I just had to pick it up for myself just because I didn't know what to feel about it. I feel like if I would have picked this up earlier in my collection or earlier on in my fragrance journey, I probably would not have enjoyed it. Just because I wasn't the biggest fan of Iris, especially the waxy Iris, earlier on. But yeah, this fragrance is actually a very good fragrance. Very happy to have this in my collection. One of my favorite Dior Homes. I think all Dior Homes are great. This is actually one of my favorite ones, next to Dior Homme Cologne. Dior Homme Sport's actually really good, and Dior Homme 2020 is really good. I actually have my sample of Dior Homme Parfum, the new version, inside one of my boxes right here on the side. But yeah, this was a multiple channels recommending this fragrance, which is kind of why I decided to pull the trigger, because if this many people are saying it's a really good fragrance, it might be true, right? And that's what I went and blind bought, and I've not turned back since. Next is a fragrance that I don't remember how I came across it. It might have been a bow tie fragrance guy video. So I actually, it might have been maybe like an homage list or something like that. I'm not quite sure. But Jubilation 25. This was a fragrance that, at least when I started looking into it, it wasn't really that popular. It was like after, I guess the hype for this fragrance was maybe a while back. And, you know, there's hype for great fragrances, it dies down, and then people don't really talk about them as much. But Jubilation 25 is one of those that I started doing a lot of research on. Obviously, it's an homage fragrance here in Buffalo. We don't have any niche stores around here, or niche fragrance stores that we can, that I can go smell a fragrance like this. So what should I have done? Should I have sampled it? Of course I should have. Was I that person at the time? No. Am I this person still that might buy a sample before I purchase a fragrance? Probably not. But homage, Jubilation 25. Happy I did the research on it. If I'm not mistaken, I forgot his name, but I think it was Kevin Samuels that also recommended this fragrance in one of his like really old videos that I ended up finding. And there was a lot of older reviews on this specific fragrance. And to me, at least, looking back at those videos of like the older fragrance content, I feel like it's more trustworthy than the stuff that there is now. I'm not saying bad about, I just think that back then there was more honesty than there is now. Sometimes I feel like sometimes now fragrances are more popular than they were back when they were making those videos. So there's not really much of like saving face or trying to protect a fragrance. Not saying that there is now, because I have no idea if people do it now. But sometimes like some reviews just don't feel genuine now compared to what they seem like back then. I don't know. That could be just me reading too far into it. I'm not too sure. But anyways, it is what it is. Either way, the fragrance reviewers that I don't feel like I could trust, I don't really watch. So anyways, next is another recommendation by Bowtie Fragrance Guy. This is who influenced me to buy this fragrance. It's going to be Xerjoff's Aurum. So Aurum, this was around last year, Valentine's Day, so around this time of the year. And he was saying this is the perfect Valentine's Day fragrance. It smells like strawberry or chocolate covered strawberries. Now, I was like, this is going to be an interesting one. Nothing that I have in my collection full of clones at the time, keep in mind. So, of course, I was probably looking for a clone of this fragrance. And I actually got rid of this fragrance when I sold a lot of my collection, and I ended up picking this fragrance back up. But I don't get chocolate-covered strawberries from this fragrance. It's a unique sweetness. What I used to get from this fragrance was Desitin. I don't really get that anymore. But yeah, it's a sweet fragrance. The way he described it definitely made me want to look into it. And also just how the bottle looks and all that stuff. It's a great presentation by Xerjoff. Had me very intrigued. Bought it, enjoyed it. Didn't really wear it too much, got rid of it. And then I decided to buy it again just because there wasn't really anything that I had that smells like this. So yeah, this is the reason I got it back, because I missed the fragrance. It's one of those fragrances that after I got rid of, I missed having in my collection. At the number 5th, even though this isn't really ranked, it's going to be Renaissance. So this one I remember because I believe it is either TLTG's or Justin Copeland's favorite Xerjoff fragrance. I don't remember exactly who it was. I remember I was at work a while back. This was maybe had to be like a year ago or something. And I used to just listen to those live streams on my headphones, not really, watching what fragrances they're talking about, just hearing what they were talking about. And Renaissance was their top pick, so I kind of always had it in my notes app to pick up. Just because if they're saying this is the best Xerjoff, it has to be one of the best Xerjoffs, right? Because I really enjoy Naxos. So I'm like thinking, is it better than Naxos? In hindsight, now, right, I don't think it is. I think Naxos so far is my favorite Xerjoff fragrance. But my girl loves this one. I think it's okay. I don't really see it as even close to one of the best Xerjoff fragrances. This is actually, I rank this one above it. I would actually rank this fragrance above. And Aurum, definitely above Renaissance. But it is what it is. I have not gotten to wear it in the spring. It seems like it's going to be a really good spring fragrance, so I'll definitely try that one out in the spring and see how I feel about it. Have I tried to sell it before? Absolutely. But I was not successful. Plus, my fiance loves it, so I'm not going to sell it because of that. And lastly, this is a new fragrance in the collection. I have not spoken about this in a video. This is going to be from the house of Spirit of Dubai, Abraj. Why have I not spoken about this fragrance? It's because I have no idea how I feel about this fragrance. And if I'm talking about how I have no idea how I feel about this fragrance, it means it's probably not going to last in my collection for too long. Great presentation. Yes, you get the carrying case and all that good stuff. I've given this fragrance maybe 2 wearings. I think it's been 2 wearings now. 2 test wearings at least. But so, the reason why I would have loved it if I didn't have something else in my fragrance collection. This is very redundant to Tom Ford's Noir. This fragrance runs you about over $100, maybe like over $120. Noir by Tom Ford runs you about, maybe you can find it for $50-$60 now. If you go for the 1.7 ml, I think. Even the 100 ml is under $80, I believe. This is a very similar fragrance, like very identical. The reason so TLTG actually bought this in one of his live streams recently. The way he described it in that live stream, I was like, this is going to be a beautiful fragrance. it's kind of sounded to me like Creed Viking, which I absolutely love. So I was like, I definitely have to try this fragrance out. My camera's about to die, so hopefully it doesn't. But yeah, that's why I decided to purchase this fragrance. Got it in, kind of disappointed. Just because of how much it pretty much is Tom Ford Noir. Save your money and buy that fragrance instead of this fragrance. I've been trying to see if it's a higher quality Tom Ford Noir, trying to justify it before I sell it. But realistically, I've just had it sitting on my desk for the last few days now. So it's probably just going to get sold. I just haven't had the time to post it up and all that fun stuff. So if you're interested in this fragrance, please leave a comment. I'll try to reach out to you so you can purchase it from me. But this is definitely going to be out of my collection probably very soon. But yeah, these are these are 6 fragrances that I was influenced and who I was influenced to buy them from. I got this video idea from, I believe his name is George. I'm a new subscriber to him. I saw this video and I thought it was very interesting. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Please leave a like and subscribe. Let me know if I have influenced you in purchasing any fragrances. If I have and you didn't like them, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I probably like them. Shout out to you, Neil. I'm sorry about the frying pan Pasha the Cartier Parfum. I hope you enjoyed the smell of a frying pan now. I hope it changed. That every time I wear Pasha the Cartier now, I kind of just think about that. Poe, I'm not too sure if I've recommended anything to you that wasn't that much appealing. But yeah, let me know what you guys, if I have done that to you guys, or what fragrances have you guys been influenced and maybe let down, or maybe you actually really loved. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Please leave a like and subscribe. I will see you guys on the next one. Have a good one, guys. See ya.